Remember, my excellent drivers, you are responsible for the safe use of your vehicle and abiding by the state or territory rules that you are driving in, and that, of course, includes mobile phone usage. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Art of Confident Driving. Today's a very special episode. I'm interviewing one of my good mates and we'll have a great long chat. So buckle up, strap in and get ready. All right, hello and welcome to John.
Thank you very much, Liz. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good.
Excellent.
Glad to be here.
I cannot wait to hear some of your fascinating stories. So the first one was, when did you first start teaching and what made you want to teach?
Okay, well, I first started teaching in Australia a little over 5 years ago, but my wife and I have been in the industry for 24, 25 years.
Long time.
And, yeah. Also, my son was an instructor, taught cars and trucks for quite a while, and he went on to be an examiner at TMR, as you know as well. You've seen him plenty of times.
Yeah.
So it's very much been a family business, and we've been, like I say, we had it in England for quite a long time. We had a school over there. We had 16 instructors. They were all franchised. And I sold that to one of my instructors before I moved over here and just carried it on when I was over here.
Come to sunny Australia.
Yeah. This is the second time we moved out. We moved out in the 90s and then we moved back for a few years and built a couple of businesses and sold them and come back over again.
Wow. Okay. So it's certainly in the blood, as it were.
Well, I've always enjoyed driving, so it seemed like a career move.
It does, yeah. And you did it right from the beginning. You're a career instructor. You're not just an odd job instructor, yeah?
Well, there's quite a few of those about, and just do it as part-time. So locksmiths on full-time, and they do a bit of driving instruction. So, yeah, there is quite a few instructors doing that sort of thing part-time. They don't always do it well.
No. I think that's the thing, that if it's a career instructor, they're going to be putting the time and the effort into...
And the experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Like yourself, you've been doing this a long time. You know the pitfalls. You know the way you want your student to turn out. It's not about preparing them for a test.
No.
It's about making them a safe driver, and they'll pass that test.
Yeah, exactly. It's as I say to them, it's a lovely byproduct of being a safe driver. It's just passing the test.
That's right, yeah. And usually pretty easily as well.
Yes, well said. What has changed over the years for driver training?
Mostly the expected standard. You can still be higher, but we've got things like the hazard perception test now. Which,
just for the record, guys, it's a computer-based test which must be done before you pass or attempt to pass your test. And we both agree it's pretty easy.
It is. It needs to be stiffened. Again, comparing it to the UK test, it wasn't online on the UK when I left, probably is now, but it's a lot harder. Then you have your practical test, which is about 50 minutes in the UK. So here we will do highway. In the UK, they didn't do highway, which is crazy because you can pass your test and then 20 minutes later you can be on the highway with absolutely no experience in the UK.
That is crazy. And yet they're much stricter with a lot of the other rules.
That's right, yeah. After, when the test is finished, they will do a basic maintenance test on you. So they call it show and tell.
Yeah.
They'll ask you where your water up.
Right.
Or your oil. Things like that. Where's your spare wheel? How do you use it?
Wow.
Tools, things like that.
That is useful.
It is, yeah. It should be. I think that is a good addition. So without your hazard perception here, a lot of students don't even bother learning any road rules.
No.
Hence, they pick them up from the parents. Now, the parents done these things 20 odd years ago, 30 years ago. So things like cycle lanes, they don't know. Not doing the checks.
Yeah, it's very obvious when you've had a student who didn't really pay a lot of attention to the theory test, which up here is Prep L in Queensland. I find a lot of them, once they've done that test, they've promptly forgotten.
That's right.
And then I say, well, now's the time we actually need it on the roads. So you might want to refresh some of those. But yeah, if the parents have passed on some of those bad habits, gee, they're hard to get out of.
That's right. We have to get those bad habits out of the kids then. And it's got to be about, we've all got to be on the same page. The parents, we've got to communicate with the parents, know the pitfalls, let them know if they're teaching them wrong, if they're giving them old information. So we have to get all that to the surface and get it right as early as possible so they're on the right path from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not just cleaning up at the end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you clean it up at the end, they're continuing with those bad habits throughout the learning with the mum and dad.
You prefer students right from the beginning?
Yeah, put them on the right path from the beginning. Towards the end, I'll intensify things. But I want those road rules correct. I want the parents to realise where they're going wrong. So we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
We're all going for the same goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want it kind of in their DNA, don't you? So come test day, they're not thinking hard.
That's right. Like you say, it's in the DNA, and it must stay with them for the life.
Yeah.
Not just for the test. It has to be a life change. It might save the life one day.
Absolutely.
Or somebody else's lives.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the parents, I guess it's the hardest part is to kind of change their mind about some of the rules which they learnt way back when. I get questioned a lot. That some of them have even borderline argued with me.
That's right, especially on roundabouts, things like that. And what I always say to parents, question us. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying us for.
Yeah.
That knowledge, and we're happy to pass it on to you.
Yeah, that's our job.
Yeah.
We want to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of myths out there when it comes to driving.
There is.
So many myths. I'll do quite a few episodes on that, guys. One of my favourite myths is, of course, I've got to stop for 3 seconds at a stop sign. Everybody keeps saying that sort of thing, and you often wonder where it comes from. Again, here in Australia, we are allowed to cross our hands, which everybody gets shocked with. You shouldn't, by the way. Again, don't believe us, go ask a tester. But I believe that it's because over in the UK, you're not allowed. That's correct?
That's right. You've got to do push-pull. Your hands should be at 10 to 2 or 20 to 4.
Wow.
You're not allowed to cross at all.
So why not 9 and 3?
Well, 9 and 3.
9 and 3 is okay?
Between those positions, yeah.
So what would you change about our industry if you could?
I would change the way that the training's done.
Yeah.
Things like audits for training companies, because some of the training companies are just so slack.
Aren't they?
They're producing terrible instructors.
Yeah.
So they should be audited a little bit more. And again, they should have the same syllabus. I know they're supposed to, but they don't.
No, they do.
Some of them, I've spoke to other instructors where they were just sat in a room with a presentation and a guy there pressing a button. Read this, read this, read this. Take this home, read it. There was no going out in cars, swapping places and,
no in-car training.
No.
That astounded me when I first found out.
Unbelievable.
I was required, now this was 26 years ago in Sydney, I was required to do 50 hours in-car training with my instructor's instructor. And boy, did I learn a lot. And in fact, because we were the best driving school in Sydney, he insisted on 100 hours. So I got double what everybody else did. I was really lucky. But up here, there's none. I don't even know if they've still got it in New South Wales anymore.
Again, going back to the UK, you have to actually take a test in the UK to become an instructor.
Yep.
And it's quite severe.
Yeah.
You get 3 shots at it. If you fail the third one, then you've got to wait 3 years.
Yeah.
You can't go in for it again.
Good. Learn how to drive, guys. So, if you're going to teach, you've got to be good. That actually happened to me as well when I had to do my instructor's course. I was required to sit with the head examiner of Hornsby RTA. And I could only make 2 mistakes. Luckily, I only made 1. But yeah, the training up here, I've looked at the nodules for the training in a couple of the companies that provide the driver training, and they're mainly based on business. They're not even based on teaching.
No, they're not. No.
And
so true.
It's just terrifying.
It's down to money making.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to make money, but it has to be balanced.
Of course.
You've got to provide that information. So I would like to see some sort of standards authority or inspectors to check on these places. It wouldn't bother good companies.
No.
Because they'd have it in place already. So it wouldn't affect them.
Yeah.
Same with instructors. In the UK, you checked every year, maybe 18 months, depending on what grade you're giving. So you graded from 1 to 6.
Yeah.
If you get a 1 or 2, then you immediately, 3 months later, you've got to be tested again. Then 3 is maybe 6 to a year.
Yeah.
Then grade 4 and grade 5, maybe a year, 18 months. And there's only half a dozen grade 6 instructors, and they're the same, about 18 months checks.
Right.
But they also keep checks on your passes and your fails.
Yeah.
And your minors over there. So if you've got a student who's missing his shoulder checks and he'll miss maybe 3, then that goes down. And if you maybe put 4 students in who do similar things, they will pull you in and say, hey, what's going on here? If this continues, you're going to need to retrain.
Yeah.
Same with fails. If you're presenting people and they're failing on similar things or the same things, they will pull you in and sort it out. You're not producing the right sort of driver.
Yeah.
So I know it's going to be a little bit unpopular, me saying things like this, but I think UK was too strict and it inhibited in some positions.
Right.
It's like the tests. Some of my instructors, I only ever had one who actually failed and had to give it up. They're called PDIs over there, and they can still teach and charge while they're learning. Yeah. But he failed his third attempt, and it was purely because of nerves. He couldn't handle the nerves. And I lost a good instructor because I thought he was a good instructor. Yeah. Because we trained them as well. Right. We wanted them to do it our way. I think we could stand a little bit of checking up on.
Oh, totally. 10% of my business is from other driving schools where they've not been taught correctly, they've had a rotten time with the instructor, or something's just gone terribly wrong. And the question always remains, well, why? Why didn't that person help that student? Why did they just get in the car, sit down and say drive, and then at the end of the lesson say good job? That's not teaching. That's not instructing.
No, you've got to have syllabus and a plan, a lesson plan for every single lesson. Test routes. We all do them. Make sure that those students are up to standard with the ugly driving as well as the simple stuff. Highways, everybody worries about highways. Highways are pretty easy.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
So it's the nasty stuff that we make them do.
Yes.
And that produces a good driver.
Yeah.
An alert driver who plans ahead. So you teach auto, I teach manual. So I've got to factor a little bit more into coming to roundabouts. You've got to be in the correct gear. If you're going to stop, you've got to get that clutch down early. And it takes some time sometimes for some students to get that. Again, it goes down to a lot of the way parents teach them. Yes. So some parents, there's a family week. My wife taught, it's 3 sons, and my wife taught the first son, and I taught the other 2. So the third one, quite a timid kid, nice kid. They're all a lovely family. But the mum, after his first hour with me, made him drive a manual from the centre of Brisbane to the centre of the Gold Coast.
Oh, no.
The poor kid was traumatised.
Of course he was. Oh, no.
So next time he got in my car, he was shaking. And it took me 3 lessons to get him off the training area onto the roads. Yeah.
It does make a monster difference. And I think that's the problem with parents. We are very time poor. But we can't push these kids just because we don't want to do the backstreet hard work. You and I have had many conversations about this. And it is a very hard thing to do, to try and calm that student back down when they're behind the wheel because they've been traumatised.
It scars them mentally. You've got to heal that scar and give them the confidence to get back on there. And confidence comes with control. Once they know how to control a vehicle, they're not scared anymore, then they'll move along. They've also got to enjoy the lessons. The lessons can't be traumatic, and you know as well as I do, there's some instructors that shout. Imagine being paid for someone to shout at you.
No, it's crazy.
So it's insane. It's got to be in that cabin, the car, it's got to be calm, and the student has got to actually look forward to that lesson and enjoy it.
Yes, yeah.
And it's down to us to create that sort of situation.
It is, yeah. But it is hard if they've had a traumatising go with mum or dad, and then they jump back in our car and they're shaking again, and we're like, why are you shaking? What happened? And then we hear the story, I got pushed to do something I didn't really want to do. So I guess for us as instructors, I don't want to say it, guys, but you've got to turn around to your parents lovingly and say, look, I'm not up for that.
That's right, yeah. You've got to keep within your limits. Parents, don't put the kids in iffy situations, dodgy situations. Drive to their ability, certainly for the first few hours. If you don't know, then ask the instructor. The students, it's important for you to keep regular lessons so that you've got good progress and not itty-bitty bits. You'll do one this week and then another in 4 weeks. So those first few lessons are vitally important to put you in the right frame of mind and situation for your driving career.
Absolutely agreed. Personally, anything under 5 hours, that you shouldn't be nowhere near any busy roads.
Absolutely not.
You should be back streets. And many students, it can take 15 hours. Some it can take 25. It all depends on the student themselves. So don't think that there's a hard and fast rule for all students. This child is taking a bit longer to learn. Okay, so we have to stay in the back streets longer.
That's right. And sometimes the back streets is just as challenging.
Oh, it is.
And they're what prepare them for the main road.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can't control a vehicle doing a regular back street corner, how are you going to do it with cars around you and doing it at 60 or above?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, terrifying. All right, onwards and upwards, my friend, because we can't keep whinging about parents. No, that's a joke. That's a joke, people. So do you have any last tips for the learners? You know, no matter what age, I guess, we get a lot of our teenagers, but we also get adult learners as well.
We do, yes.
What would you be your general tip for everybody? Gee, that's a hard one, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Especially adults. Adults are a lot harder to teach than young kids. So adults, if you want to learn manual or auto, it doesn't matter. Be consistent.
Yeah.
If you're not consistent, you're spending half your lesson recapping on what you've already done. If you're taking lessons every week, then it's still fresh in your head. It's 5-minute warm-up and you're back into it. Once the student's competent on the main roads, the supervisors, mums, dads, brothers, whoever's taking them out, they should allow a little bit more time. So a lot of our students, as you probably know, I have had students who filled a whole logbook in with 8-minute trips to school.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's the only driving they've done. So they've not experienced proper main roads and merges and things like that. So what I try and say is, if you're going to, for instance, footy training or something in Rabina, don't go the highway. No. Allow yourself another 15 minutes and go the roadway. It's more challenging. The student will take away more with him or her for doing that. It makes a big difference. Try and challenge them a little bit, not too much. Don't scare them. Don't get them into dodgy situations where people are honking the horns at them because it upsets them. Yeah. And they take a step back then.
Yeah. I think part of that would be sometimes parents, again, they're just like, oh, let's just get the hours up and we'll just go to the shops. But the problem with that is the student isn't capable yet of sitting at 60, which will then in turn make the guy behind upset, which is why the student will then get upset because now they're getting tailgated because they can't do the speed limit. They just don't have the skills. We're desperately trying to push this through to you to say, please don't push the kids. This is not like learning ABCs. Well, think of it that way. If you're teaching your child your ABCs, you're not going to expect them to be able to read Shakespeare. So what we're really trying to say is when you've got to learn a driver, don't put them in the deep end. You know,
absolutely, yeah. Walk before you can run.
Yes.
So parents, brush up on your road rules. Like you said before, if you've got a question, ask us. That's what we're here for. Make sure you're not feeding your son, your daughter, incorrect information, especially on roundabouts, merges, and things like filter lanes at traffic lights. So the filter arrows, things like that, we've got to make sure that we know about. If you go to YouTube, get on TMR, or there's any number of places on YouTube, you can actually see animations that will help you. The animations are really good.
They are.
And like you said, parents, be patient. Don't drop your kids in the deep end. It can scar them terribly. Big time. And then we've got to try and tidy up the mess. And it's dangerous, you know. It can be incredibly dangerous. Absolutely. It's not like you're just walking down the footpath. It's just you're in a big vehicle that can do lots of damage to other humans. So, we just take our time. Don't rush through the learning process. No. And students, study your road rules. Don't just assume them. Study them. They're important. Signs, road markings, read them both, plan ahead. Don't just let it happen. Again, I can't stress enough, consistency is the key to being a good driver. Don't just do lessons with us, do lessons with mum and dad. Actually go out, not en route to somewhere, go out for an hour lesson. Practice in your car, your mum's car, your dad's car, what we have taught you. It'll make you a better driver and it'll save you money. Absolutely, because that's part of it. If you're not consistent, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're going to waste your money a little bit if we're not more consistent. So, but also really get your money's worth and do the mindful practice when you're driving. Don't just get in the car and drive and talk about what's for dinner. That's so true. It really is. Think about driving. Signs, other road users, scooter riders, the new nightmare. Aren't they? I was driving up this road, which is a 50-kilometre zone road, the other night, and this was dusk, so it was quite hard to see. There was a scooter rider, no lights, no helmet, on the footpath doing the same speed as me. Insane. I'm like, dude, really? What if somebody starts reversing out of a driveway? You're gone. And they are as well, the other person. So there's actually on the news, I think it was last week, it's on YouTube, 2 police motorbikes chasing a scooter on the highway, and that scooter was doing 100 kilometres an hour. Wow. insane.
And
It's just a new threat.
Yeah, and there's no protection for the rider. It would be a road trauma. It wouldn't just be the rider's been hurt, the person who had to deal with that situation. Oh, my goodness.
That's right. And like you say, it could be some 2-year-old just coming out of the driveway on a push bike or, or a trolley or whatever, and bang.
Yeah.
At that speed, they're going to kill somebody.
Terrifying. Guys, wear your helmets. Do the speed limit. That's really what we're trying to say. Please. Please obey the road rules. Well, thank you so much, John, for your time.
You're
really appreciate it. I'd love to have you back on again. We'll do another episode and we'll get into some other juicy subject.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of them, isn't there?
Aren't there? Yes, we might do one on tests and why people keep losing their nerve when it comes to test day.
It's a good point, that's stress on test day. And it can be the people you don't expect as well, the more verbose people, to put it politely.
Yes.
They're the ones who lose it. But like you say, that's a good subject.
Yeah, the overconfidence can be a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Underconfidence can also be a killer. So everybody go on out there, get confident. The only way to get confident, my friends, is you got it, mindful practice. So thank you, John. We look forward to seeing each other on the road. We always give a nice wave.
We do. Thanks, Liz. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. All right, guys, go on out there, practice, get good, get confident, be safe, and go on out there and enjoy the drive. See you next time. And my full driving lessons are available on Apple Podcasts and the artofconfidentdriving.com website, where you'll get access to instructional videos. Remember to relax and enjoy the drive. See you next time.